Oh, Chris here with Patch. I'm just sitting here talking to Marietta Mayor Josh Schlicher. We're just talking about what's going on this week. How you doing?
That's right. Good. How are you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for asking. So you said there's an update with the Washington Washington Street Playground.
Yeah. Today, our excavation contractor started, so they're going to be doing. Right now, they're just cleaning up the site and removing some more things, and they're going to start hauling in dirt once we get everything site prepped. And there's about estimated 1,000 cubic yards of dirt that we're going to bring in.
Oh, wow.
And that's about 100 dump truck loads. So they're going to be working on that for a couple of days, and we're going to put the final grade on where the old basketball court was.
Bringing 100 dump truck loads?
100 dump truck
wow.
loads. And then start on excavation for the site prep for the new basketball court. So once we get that all done, then our concrete contractor will come in and start working on the basketball court. So there's going to be a lot of activity going on in a real short window because we've had some delays with review from the archaeologists and just equipment and not really weather. Usually it's weather related delays, but we haven't had bad weather. We just had all kinds of other delays. So once we get through all that, and the equipment's supposed to be here the first week in August. So right now our main focus is to get that ready, so we get those set, and then get the basketball court started, because we're going to try to really get this done by the end of the summer when school goes back in.
Right.
So
okay.
That's the goal.
Excellent. You said you had some guys out working on the Kroger Wetlands trail too?
Right. Yeah, we've been cutting back some growth out there, and really with all of our parks, we don't have enough manpower, enough time to get in and do exactly everything we need to do in one park, because we have 7 major parks. So we've been doing work in all of them, and we hope that by the end of the summer we get the majority of our work done that we've identified. They were out at Buckeye Park. We removed a couple really overgrown trees, put up a new flagpole, or a new flag on an old flagpole, but the flagpole, the tree was growing into the pole, and they just left it grow for so many years. So certain things like that we're doing a lot of, and just a lot of catch up from years of just really a lack of maintenance on some of these things. So it's a lot of work, but we're fighting to get the manpower in there that we need, and take care of the work that we need to do, and do it within the financial constraints that we have in the city. But we're definitely doing better than we have in the past, and we're going to keep improving on that. So.
Cool. So we also have a hearing tomorrow morning with the Gilmour properties.
Right. Yeah, tomorrow morning at 9. So we hope that comes out with the best option possible. So I don't know what that's going to be yet. We'll know tomorrow, but most anyone that's following that case knows that we have an obligation and responsibility to abate that situation. So we'll know tomorrow how that's going to come out. Okay,
cool. You said there's going to be some work going on Colgate Drive, possibly?
Well, yeah, we have a developer that's doing a housing project up there where the old North Hill School used to be located. So they're right now in the process of submitting plans and their specifications from their engineering firm. That way the city then can review and issue a permit if everything meets the requirements. So there's some work going on now that neighbors are concerned about, and which then makes us concerned with what's going on. So we're going to be reviewing that again tomorrow, but we hope that property owner comes through with his obligations and responsibilities, and we're here to help everybody and try to get anybody and everybody to navigate through the laws and the regulations as quickly and as easily as possible, but we need help on their side to make that happen. So that's what we're hoping for there.
Cool. Okay. And you said also, I think you talked about this last week, but just to reiterate, because it's kind of important, the traffic lights, you finished the first phase, You said the second and third phase turned out they're going to be a little bit more expensive than we thought, so you're going to wrap them up into one and rebid, is that correct?
Right, yeah, that project is one of our other projects that we have with ODOT, and so they're kind of taking the lead on a lot of the administrative part of it. And the second phase, they went ahead and bid it out. We only had one successful bidder, or one bidder on the project, and the price came in above the engineer's estimate. And in the state of Ohio, and we follow ODOT's regulations, we don't accept usually any project over 10% of the engineer's estimate, which this project came in higher. So we have an obligation, a responsibility, I keep using those words, but to then rebid that project. And they're thinking now combining the second and third phase together to possibly get a better price on the project, because there'd be less mobilization and more competition for those phases of the project. So we're hoping that that is soon, and we can keep moving on that project. But the majority of the project is pretty much in place. There's a lot of fine tuning still to do, but we want everybody that's using the main drag through town, which is Route 7 and Route 60, to be able to go through that whole corridor with not having stop and go, and we want to lessen our rear end collisions and make it safer for everybody, the pedestrians and everybody. So we think we're going to be fine with that portion of the project, but the other portion, the other phase, and the third phase had just a lot of different other add-ons to the project that really, if they weren't implemented, the public really won't see much of a difference. It was some safety features and things, police and fire, and cameras and this and that. So the project will function without those. There's just an added convenience.
Okay, cool. And you also said that you're going to be fixing some utility cuts?
Right, yeah. One of my concerns is over the years we haven't been doing our best when it comes to digging up our streets and then putting it back, restoring the cuts. And so between our Public Works Department and our Water Department and our Wastewater Department, we're going to combine forces, and we are going to then handle all the main problems that we have on all of our main streets. So when you're driving along, you hit those real bad spots that they've cut out. That's what we call a failed utility cut. And then the new protocol is, and we're using a standard that the City of Columbus has adopted and found success in. So we've adopted that. We've given it to not only our utilities, but then outside agencies, Dominion Gas and AEP, anybody that has any kind of underground infrastructure. So they're going to mill those areas out, fill them correctly, and restore those areas back to what the surrounding condition of the pavement is. There's going to be some areas that we're not going to touch right now, only because we're going to repave those streets either this year or next year, and we'll take care of it with that project. But any streets that we're not going to do any paving soon will get fixed, and then we're also going to go back and get on the crack sealing operation, because we're a little bit behind on that. And that whole operation has weather constraints. And it's either too hot or too cold or raining, and so we have to utilize and maximize our time the most that we can on that. So we're going to be working on that. Again, there's going to be some traveling delays, but we hope that the public's going to be more interested in the final condition of the pavement. Then they'll have to sit through a few detours or just delays in traffic until we get that all taken care of.
Okay, cool. And I think the last thing I have here is the Duck Creek lift.
Yeah, we put that out for bid, and we had 3 bidders on that project, so it's under contract.
Okay.
We're working with a contractor that we've done work with before. They were the contractor that put they did the new 16-inch under the new Skingham River from Harmer to the east side. They did all that boring, so they're very reputable, and we don't anticipate any problems with them. And I'm not sure exactly when that's going to start, but what we're going to do is we're going to have the lift station put in, and we'll abandon the old sewer line that was collapsed, and it'll just help then rebuild that path when it comes time to doing that. We're going to probably have better flow, and we found that it's a lot less expensive to build a lift station and move that completely around that area than to rebuild what was collapsed. And that line that's underneath that was collapsed was a 30-inch line, and we don't need quite that large of a pipe to deal with the flows that we've done, because we've had flow samples done, and we know the daily flows that we have there. So we can get by with a much smaller pipe, make it less expensive to do the work. So, but yeah, I had some conversations also with the Sturm Oak Committee. So that's all on. The fair's on this year.
Cool.
So we're gonna
official.
Good events this year.
All right.
Even though we've had a few cancellations, we're still gonna have hopefully a good fall.
Did you say the festival committee?
Yeah, the Sturm Oak Festival
Committee.
committee.
Gotcha.
Met with the director general, and we've offered anything that we can to them to help. So we're looking for a good, and this year's the 45th.
Oh,
so
okay.
We're looking for a good year, and just trying to get our festivals back, and our parades and events and all that stuff. So it's been a busy couple weeks here, but we'd like to keep it that way. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Chris.